You know, a few days ago, I was going to name the title of this video to be Congress Sucks, but considering recent developments, I think I'm now just going to put it as Politician Sucks, because they just really all suck, the people that we elect, or quote-unquote that we elect, which that's up for debate, because let's be honest, one has a politician, or rather a politician that says they're a career politician for the people, actually gets stuff done and keeps their word, because there's always just like something. There's always something preventing someone from doing something, and then they point and blame the finger to all of us, or they point and blame their finger to a different group, and it turns into this weird, stupid, screwed up cycle that just, in the end, hurts us. It hurts us because we're dealing with problems right now, and it doesn't really help our case when we're trying to just live. And when we're trying to get change and elect these people, nothing really gets done, and we're just picking up the pieces and getting ready for the next cycle. It's like an endless cycle. It's kind of like the cycle of Call of Duty, except just more real world and life-changing and economy-changing and even societal-changing for that matter. Because that's what it just feels like it to me, that nothing gets done with some of these politicians. And then they always like throw in, filibusters, which if you don't know what a filibuster is, it's basically, delaying the passing of a bill by just standing on the floor and talking. And it's what some of these politicians do, and it's just like, can you guys just talk about something that is actually relating to the bill that's trying to be passed? And I guess they start that off initially, but then they're just up there to waste time. And then in the end, it ends up either going through or they end up, going on to the next step anyway. But it's like delaying the inevitable. It's just really, it's just frustrating because, we had that big, beautiful bill pass, which time will tell if that'll really help us. But then you just have to even look at recently, which is why I wanted to change this from Congress sucks to now politicians suck, because now we're having the whole controversy with the Epstein list. And basically, now it seems like bad actors got involved and created up drama and controversy just to get, people divided and eating at each other, foaming at the mouth, ready to strike and attack each other. And it's just sad that this is what we've kind of come as a society, that like we can't get and change things for the better because we just have these politicians. And that's the other thing. These politicians have been in there for decades. Why are they still there? It's like, why do people keep electing them? Is it because they feel they have no other choice or option? Like, why are we still electing these fossils? Like, who has even wanted to vote or want Bernie to run like Bernie Sanders? Because that guy looks like a fossil from a bygone era, and this guy flip-flops everywhere. Like, one minute he's against, deportations, and then the next minute he's for it. It's like he can't be consistent. He can't stay on the same path and stay with his opinion and stick to his guns. He always has to feel the need to change the narrative to go one way or the other. But that's just one of these politicians. These all are like this too. I've just brought him out because he says he's an independent, but he always flip-flops. And, I don't want this to be a political channel. I'm just talking about stuff that's going on right now. But when you see these politicians flip-flopping back and forth and not picking a side, which I don't want this channel to be kind of viewed as picking a side on the political aisle. I'm just an everyday, American trying to get by and live their life. But when you see, again, politicians flip-flopping, not staying committed to anything and willing to change the narrative because, they either want the votes or they either want the lobbyists to pay them money, which, now we found out that these politicians are probably being paid by, corporations, pharmaceutical companies, the whole nine yards, just proving that they're not in our interest. They're for their own interest, but also the company and corporation's interest. Because at the end of the day, they just care about, either getting reelected or just having the money coming in. They don't care for us like we vote them in to do. And that's what our Constitution and Founding Fathers had intended, but now it's just this whole mess of just the same people that we're kind of forced to elect that literally do nothing, and every time someone tries to come in and change things, it just feels like they get pushback over it. It's like a huge system that they won't let anyone come in and change to make it better for us, because then it hurts them, because then they can't make money off of us or find some way to bring in profit. Because, our Founding Fathers didn't intend people to be in Congress for like literal decades to make it a career. They intended it for as a public service. You weren't supposed to get rich. It was just your duty. You felt like you were obligated to vote and do. Now it just feels like it's a get rich quick kind of scheme where, you could get in, get some insider trader knowledge or whatever, and just let the money come flowing in, and all you have to do is just put on a suit and look good on television, say your talking points like an NPC. But then when the doors close, you just get back to your life, but because you're making all this money, you don't have to work. So you get to lounge about, maybe talk to people to find about the current issues in the world, but in reality, you're probably just eating cheese and drinking wine and laying back in your very expensive, nice hotel, because that's what these politicians get, too. They get these expensive luxury stuff at our own tax-paying expense. And it's like, we didn't pay for you guys to be wasting our money to live a luxurious and lavish lifestyle. We want you to fix our problems and help create a better America for us, for our children, for our future. Not you just flip-flopping and only staying the current talking head points because it's what's creating drama and controversy. And it doesn't even help, too, with this sort of Epstein list controversy where you're seeing, like, people on both sides flip-flopping like crazy, where, you have one side on the left where they didn't want the list to come out, but now they want the list to come out for some reason, and then people on the right, they don't want the list to come out, but now there's other people that do, and it's just like this big flip-flop back and forth, and it's like, what is going on here? Are we actually getting to a better America and to a better world, or are we just, sitting on our hands doing nothing? And I just hate that. It's like, can we just please get to the point of just fighting for a better world, not this mess that we're just still putting up with and dealing with? Like, it's just annoying and frustrating because there's so many people out there that are barely surviving and living, and it feels like the world just isn't getting any better. And then we see stuff like this where it feels like this Epstein list thing with how things have, sort of died down now, that it was just made to create drama or controversy as a way to, like, play some sort of political game of some kind. And it sucks because we're just trying, again, and I've said this over a few times now, we're just trying to live. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it just feels like we're chess pieces on a board, with us being the pawns in particular, just being moved to just get discarded and forgotten about on the side, and unless it furthers their narratives or furthers whatever the heck agenda that they have. It just feels like we're just pawns in a game of life that we have no say or contribution to change or fix or, have in our favor. Because that's what this country was founded on, was the idea of being able to create change and fight for a better future and not have it be just stagnant and have things just either get worse or just stay stagnant at the status quo. So this is frustrating. It is, because it just feels like things aren't just going to get better anytime soon. Prices are still kind of going down, but they're still kind of going up, especially with gas. And, it just feels like every freaking week, like at this point, it's why I only use X according to my statistics on my phone. I only use it like maybe 2-3 hours a week. And that's just me scrolling every so often, but I'm not like addicted to social media. It's like 2-3 hours a week of just looking at what the heck's going on. But that's about it for me. So, but still, just what I saw on social media was just doom scrolling and blackpilling constantly. Like, it was just a whole giant explosion created from this whole drama with the Epstein list, only for it to really be, it was just probably a psyop or a fake memo just to most likely stir up some controversy or stir up the pot just to create something. And it just again, it sucks. It feels like we're just being used, but we're not getting anywhere to a better future. And it's just, at this point, I think it's only really possible to, like, improve your local communities and vote in your local elections and try to fix things there, because otherwise I don't think these people in Congress are really going to do anything. I feel like once they all kind of either retire, because some of them are retiring, thankfully, but a lot of them are still just there. The same talking heads for years are just still there, where it's like, can you guys just go so we can get some new blood in there that are actually going to represent, Gen Z instead of whatever generation you guys are on. What is it, Millennial or Gen X? Like, come on, guys. Let's get some new blood in there, and maybe we can actually get things done. But that's all I really have to say kind of in this video. Yeah, a little bit of a dooming kind of video, but I promise the next video I have coming out will be a little bit more positive, because, yeah, I'm kind of getting tired a little bit of the negative topics. I want to kind of find a balance, so probably going to be the last video that's going to be negative for a bit while I talk a little bit more positive and uplifting sort of topics, or at the very least neutral kind of topics. So once again, this is all I have to say in this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when I post. Also, share this video around with others you know. Trying to get back into the algorithm, try to get ourselves ready to go on the road to 500 subscribers and to another road closer to being monetized, because as of recording, I am at 349 subscribers. We've been getting the numbers going up recently, so I'm real happy and grateful for that, because it feels like we're getting closer and closer to that, Even if it is slow, we're still getting closer and closer to that. So anyway, I will see you guys with another video. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your weekend.